Pantheisticon by John Toland. Section 1. Of the ancient and modern societies of the learned, as also a dissertation upon the infinite and eternal universe. 1. Man, as a sociable animal, can neither live well nor happy, nor at any rate without the help and concurrence of others. Therefore several societies, nay innumerable, necessarily arose from the very nature of the thing. Husbands enter into a strict alliance with wives, parents with children, masters with servants, magistrates with subjects, and finally, from the coming together of all those men, their respective families, the union of living in cities is formed. Some of these societies are more, others less voluntary. The former, of which we speak here, were called by the ancient Greeks and Romans brotherhoods, friendships, fellowships, societies. The latter, too, affect very often the same appellation. But we are not to treat here of the corporations of merchants and artisans, nor of religious communities and political assemblies. Such were the Arval brethren, Titian companions, Augustals, Flavials, and Antoniniani. What we speak of are those societies that were frequently instituted among the Greeks and Romans, either for the pleasure or instruction of the mind. Religious assemblies, especially if held in the night time, and all others, either running upon politics or interesting themselves in any shape with regard to the commonwealth, were often restrained and prohibited by the laws, as also those solemn regalios, many of which were celebrated on stated days of the year, to say nothing of the companies of artificers that are vastly different from ours. This misfortune or disgrace seldom or ever befell learned fraternities, friendly and facetious banquets, which were called by the Greeks symposia and syndeipna, by the Latins compotationes and concinationes, not unlike the syssitia of the Spartans. Each member of the society contributed something towards the supper that was to be in common. This contribution was called by the Greeks symbolon or symbola, by the Romans, to use Cicero's term, collecta, from whence the entertainment itself was called kina collartitia. Those who contributed nothing were asymbolai, i.e. scot-free. The symbolum, moreover, was called by the Greeks eranium, the supper eranos, the guests eranisti, and the master of the feast eranarcha. 2. But as nothing in nature is more beautiful than disposition and order, so in all such banquets the brethren, who for the most part should not be more in number than the Muses, nor fewer than the Graces, or rather the exact number of the planets, choose among themselves, by casting the dice, a president, who might point out for them the order of drinking and argument. This president was also characterized with several other titles, as the manager of the club, the chief, the umpire, the king, the captain general, the father of the supper, the lord of the banquet, the master of the revels, according to Cicero, and according to Varro, the steward of the feast. For which reason Jupiter Goodfellow was worshipped under that name as the most equitable mediator and arbitrator of the laws of social life. Whoever is willing to know the qualities that are requisite for a good president must consult at leisure the fourth question of the first book of Plutarch's Symposia, for they regard rather the laws of drinking than argument. Now, as these banquets were seasonable or unseasonable, more or less delicate and sumptuous, those which Hermogenes calls Socratic entertainments easily bore the sway over all others, and were justly more commendable. We have a specimen of them in the writings of the two most excellent disciples of the divine Socrates, to wit, Plato and Xenophon. 3. Our age likewise